I get a lot of visitors who, I think they think that I live like this because I like suffering, and I'm into some sort of hair shirt experience, but I experience living with the sort of natural cycles as being really beautiful. So when I was living in a house with electricity, it became increasingly uncomfortable for me to ever have lights on. I realised that I always wanted to switch the lights off, and when it got dark in the evening I wanted to be in darkness. Firelight is fine, but I'd be lying in my little loft in the darkness, and my kids would be sort of hanging out underneath going, "Are you all right, Emma?" And I'd be going, "Yeah, I'm just lying in the darkness." And so it was a sort of gradual need, I suppose, that overcame me to get back to experiencing more darkness. And then I started to just feel that I've never been comfortable with electricity, and I used to think it was my imagination. About, I don't know, 26, 27 years ago, we bought a house that had no electricity, and we lived in it for a week, and then it arrived, and as soon as I switched it on, I kind of experienced that I'd made a mistake. So everything felt different, and I couldn't really pinpoint what it was then, but I've come to understand it as a combination of things. So on a physical level, it's electromagnetic fields are disruptive to me, to my electromagnetic field, and I actually think that goes for all humans. And people are starting to talk now about some people being sensitive to electricity and electromagnetic fields, and it making some people ill. And I think humans are going to increasingly discover this, that they feel better when they're not being bombarded by, I don't know what you call them, but electrical interference from machinery and microwaves and all of this business. When you have electricity, you tend to put on machines and switch on lights, and I think artificial light is a mistake. You know, we've got the sun and we've got the moon and we've got the stars, and that's quite a lot of light. In fact, I think it's enough. And if you put on artificial light, you're also depriving yourself and your own natural bodily systems of what it needs, which is darkness. Like, we've got a gland called the pineal gland. My understanding of that is that it sort of is stimulated and functions when it's dark. And so an awful lot of people bring up their children, for example, with a light on, and an awful lot of people don't really allow themselves to experience darkness anymore, particularly in our cities. The street lights, and you never get to see darkness. So yeah, I think darkness is really important and really beautiful, and we all need to remember how just to be in it and be comfortable with it, instead of, it seems to me that our culture is terrified of it, so we put on lights everywhere to make sure that we're safe from the darkness. You can't create a sort of complete illusory, unsustainable structure, which is what our culture is, and then not have it collapse. It's like a what do you call those things? You know, you make something out of cards and you get to a certain point and it just collapses, and it's going to be like that.